Dear Shajadara, it is time to listen to the Dharma. With deep respect, we humbly invite you to preach the Dharma for us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let us say Namo Tassa 3 times before we start our class. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, I'm very happy to have a chance to teach you for this semester. We have so much time. We are away from the class. Now we resume our online Dhamma class tonight. So for this semester, I will take time to teach you the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. The Mahasatipatthana Sutta is very essential and important sutta for the practitioner of the samatha and vipassana. This sutta alone covers most important objects of samatha and most important guidelines for the vipassana. That is why I choose this sutta for this semester. You have already heard about this sutta frequently when you learn the samatha or vipassana. We cannot avoid this sutta when we are studying the samatha or vipassana because this is the pivotal or central sutta for the Dhamma practitioners. That is why I want to know what the Buddha actually teaches the audience related to the samatha and vipassana. So this sutta will highlight the two yana, two modes of meditation. There are two modes of meditation. As you know, samatha is one mode of meditation and vipassana is one mode of meditation. This sutta was preached by the Buddha in the Kamasa district in India. It is now near to the New Delhi, 190 kilometers away from the New Delhi. At that place, the Buddha preached this special sutta to the people who are so intelligent in the Buddha's days, because this sutta is a very subtle and very delicate and very profound, so that only the intelligent learners can understand about this sutta. That is why the Buddha chose the special persons to teach this sutta. So that is Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Maha is a great. Sati is a mindfulness. Patthana is the cause, patana, the cause of mindfulness, great cause of mindfulness. So this Sutta will tell us how to meditate, how to practice meditation systematically according to the Buddha's instructions. That's why I think that this Sutta will be a need for the Vipassana or Samatha practitioners to be familiar with this sutta. That is why I chose this sutta to teach you. In this sutta, Buddha mentions Ekāyano Yambekwe Mako, something like that. So let me explain to you what does this Ekāyano means. Ekāyano is a Pali word. The Buddha says with the Pali words, Ekāyano Yam Bhikkhave Mako Bhikkhus, this is only one way, no, of Mecca to reach Nibbana. So everyone who wants to reach Nibbana should practice this way, should follow this way. There is no other ways apart from this Satipatthana or Meganga. So this is the only one way. So the Buddha says, Ekāyano, Ekāyano, only one way. That is the way of Mecca. The way of Mecca. If you want to attain Nibbana, you have to walk the way of Mecca. If you don't walk on the way of Mecca, you will never reach Nibbana. You will never attain Nibbana. That is why we cannot avoid this way of Mecca if you really want to reach the Nibbana. So that is Ekāyano, to be trodden by oneself, the way of the one is the Buddha, the way of the one who has enlightened. If you want to enlighten yourself, you have to follow this way. That is the way of the one. The way to be found. That means that this way of Mecca, the path we can say, this way of Mecca was found by the Buddha with his own personal effort, not because of external powers. The Buddha himself discovered this way of Mecca, Ekāyano, only one way. As you know, in the story of the Buddha left the Siddhartha in his lay life. He was known as Siddhartha. The prince Siddhartha renounced the world. Everything was renounced, including palace, kingships, the power of kings, even his wife, and even his beloved child. He left, he renounced all of those things in his 29 years of age. With the purpose of searching for the truth or the way of Mecca, which will lead one to the Nibbana. So at the age of 29, he left the world, he renounced the world, and he searched for this way, Mecca, and the forest. It is named Uruvela Forest. So and under this day, you can go and see the Uruvela Forest near the Bodh Gaya. um, in the Gaya, near the Buddha Gaya. I cannot say exactly where it is located. No? Near the Buddha Gaya, I have frequently visited there. That is Uruila forest. The Siddhartha renounced the war and practiced in the Uruila forest for 6 years long without stopping. He practiced. He practiced whatever he found suit himself. Sometimes he practiced without sleeping. Sometimes he practiced without drinking any water. Sometimes he practiced without eating any food. Um, he practiced without breathing in and breathing out, stopping the breathing in and breathing out. Practiced in different ways. If he thought suited to him, he tried to practice. Sometimes he went for alms round to the village and he had some kinds of food. Sometimes he did not go around for alms food. He practiced without eating. Sometimes he ate some kinds of fruits, uh, which fall down from the tree where he was sitting. In this way, he practiced the most difficult and the most austere and the most heavy practice. But even though he practiced like this for 6 years long, he did not attain any mega or any papa because his practice are very difficult and very austere, um, very strong. It is one of the extremes. While he was staying in his palace, he lived comfortably. So when he was living in the comfort zone in his palace, he did not get any kinds of mega or plan. And in the forest, he practiced the most difficult way of meditation in the forest. Then also he did not get any mega or any phala. He did not become a Buddha. He did not enlighten himself because those both way are, you know, extremes. So later he decided himself, oh, if I try this seriously and in the most difficult way like this, I will not I will not attain any mega or phala. I will not enlighten. I will not become the Buddha at all. Instead, I might die by doing so. By practicing severe practices, I might die. That is fruitless. This way of practice is not suitable for the Buddhahood. Actually, his sole purpose is to become a Buddha, to enlighten himself. But those methods are not suitable for him. He realized that. That is why he started going for alms round. He had some kinds of food, and the people also offer some kinds of food. The lady Sujata offered some good foods to the Buddha at the Bodhi trees. And after finished his food under that tree, he moved to the Bodhagaya. Bodhagaya, today you can go and visit. There's the special place where the Buddha enlightened him. There was a big banyan tree, Bodhi tree we call. Under that Bodhi tree, he entered, he spread, sorry, he spread some grass he accepted from the donuts. He spread some grass on the ground and he sat on that grass with the cross leg. And he determined that I will not get up from this sitting until I became the Buddha. With such strong determination, he sat with the cross leg under the Bodhi tree. And at that moment, he practiced meditation, avoiding two extremes. He avoided too much comfortable practice. He avoided too much austere practice. And then he followed the middle way, Majjhima Patipada in Bali. Majjhima Patipada, middle way. This Majjhima Patipada contains Noble Eightfold Paths. It is called Maganga in Pali. So, in accordance with this Eightfold Noble Paths, he practiced another Bodhi trees. By doing so, he gradually enlightened first on Bobinivasa Nosati Jnana, second, and at the night time, first watch of the night, he obtained Bobinivasa Nosati Jnana. Bobinivasa Nosati Jnana, that is a kind of wisdom, which he can know many lives in the past. He can know many lives in the past. Such kind of jnana is called Ubinivasa Nosati Jnana. In the first watch of the night, he obtained this wisdom. With this wisdom, he contemplated many past life. So after that, he practiced this middle way. He realized himself, oh, this middle way works so much by walking on this middle way or middle path. I can see many past life with the Bobinivasa Nosati Jnana. And then in the middle watch of the night, he obtained another jnana, that is the Deva Chakku jnana. Deva Chakku jnana, that is also the special wisdom by which he can see anything, even though they are away from him, even though they are the other side of the mountains, other side of the buildings. He can see like the eyes of the devas. As you know, the devas can see everything they want to see with their own eyes. In this way, the Bodhisattva, while sitting meditation, another body treat, watch of that night, second watch of the night, he realized um, he can see everything he want to see. If he doesn't know want to see, he cannot, he will not see. Does not see. If he wants to see something away from him, he concentrates on that place, and then he can see with the eyes. For example, um, if he want to see what is happening in the Ho Chi Minh cities, for example, with his eyes, he can see many things in the that happen that is happening in the Ho Chi Minh cities, like the live stream today. So such kind of wisdom is called Deva Jakku Jnana, the wisdom of divine eye. The wisdom of the divine eye. This wisdom is realized at the middle watch of the night. And at the last watch of the night, in the early morning, he obtained Asawakaya Jnana. That is the highest jnana, the highest wisdom. That means aswakaya, um, how to say, the no definements. The definements are, ended. Aswakaya, the end of the end of all kinds of definements in him. So at since that time, he had no definements. He has he has no greed, no anger, no delusion, no pride, no conceit, and so on. All kinds of defilements were eradicated, eradicated by this Asawakaya Jnana. Since that time, he became fully awakened one, fully enlightened one. We call the Buddha, the Benyuta Jnana. In his real life, he was called Siddhartha, Siddhartha in the Nepals or India. They call like this Siddhartha. In Pali language, it is called Siddhartha. In his real life, he was well known by the name of Siddhartha. But after he has completely obtained these three highest wisdom, he became all-known person. That is called Sabbenyuta Jnana. Alternatively, it is called the Buddha. So the Siddhartha became the Buddha since he had three special knowledge: Bhuvanivasa Nosati Jnana, Devasa Jakku Jnana, and Asawakaya Jnana. That is why this uh, this mega helped the Buddha, helped the Siddhartha to become the Buddha. That is why the way to be found, the way to be found, this major way was found by the Buddha himself. No one helped him to find this way, this mega. He himself made an effort and he himself found that mega. The mega is called the way or the path. Sometimes we say the path, sometimes we say the way in English. So this mega constitutes 8 factors. This mega constitutes 8 factors. That means Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. So all of these 8 factors are collectively called mega. When you practice the meditation, then all of these megas will participate. As you see, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, and Samma Samadhi. These 3 megas will work. These 3 megas works together. In English, let us say Samma Vayama, that means effort, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. Samma Samadhi, right concentration. So these 3 megas are participating while you are practicing samatha meditation. For example, when you are aware of your breathing in and breathing out, your mind concentrates on the nostril, focusing on the breathing in and breathing out. So at that moment, your mind concentrates on the nostril and on the breathing in, breathing out. So that is the samasati, right mindfulness. If you focus your nostril, if you put your mind at the tip of your nose, and you trying to know, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. At that moment, samadhi, concentration, is arising at the tip of the nose. At that moment, in order to concentrate, you have to try hard. You have to make an effort to some extent. Without making an effort, you cannot concentrate. So the effort also have your mind concentrate on the nostrils. That is why the Samma Vayama we call right effort also participates in the breathing meditation, anapanasati. And also, when you are concentrating, you are mindful to that breathing in, breathing out. So you are mindful to the breathing in, breathing out. So that is samasati. Samasati. You have mindfulness at that moment. So right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These 3 things works together when you are uh, meditating by means of anapanasati and breathing in and breathing out. So at that moment, you are on the way to Nibbana because you have 3 megas. Even though you don't have full of the 8 megas, 8 megangas, once you breathing in and breathing out with mindfulness, then you will have 3 megangas. And again, when you have some degrees of concentration, you will see clearly the flows, the air flows going into the throats and going out through the throat. So you can see clearly the airflow of breathing in, breathing out. And then your concentration is so strong. Your mind will not distract, will not go away from the nostrils. You can control your mind easily. And at that moment, you will find yourself, you can control your mind not to go away from the nostrils. And every breathe in and every breathe in and every breathe out, you can see, you can know with the eyes. At that time, your concentration is major. Then you trying to change because you don't need to make an effort to see the breathing in and breathing out. Automatically, you will know breathing, every breathing in, every breathing out. You will know easily. You will know easily. At that time, you can go further step of breathing in, breathing out. There is um, the beginning of the breathing in and the end of breathing in. The beginning of the breathing out and the end of breathing out. So breathing in and breathing out are not permanent. You come to realize, oh, uh, every breathing is not permanent. They are coming and going. They are arising and disappearing. Breathing in is also not permanent. Arising and disappearing, coming and going. Breathing out is also not permanent, coming and going, arising and disappearing. You cannot control the breathing in and breathing out. You cannot stop. You find yourself according to the nature. The breathing in and breathing out naturally arises and disappears, arises and disappears. You clearly understand. So that is an uncontrollable situation. You cannot order the breathing in and breathing out not to arise. You cannot order the breathing in and breathing out not to disappear. So every breathing in and breathing out are coming and going, arising and disappear. That is its nature, their nature. So when you have strong concentration, your wisdom will walk as the father step, breathing in, breathing out, arising in, disappearing, arising in, disappearing. You will clearly understand yourself. You don't need to say any words. You know the start of breathing and the end of breathing. You thoroughly watch every breathing. Then you will find it's impermanent. Because of impermanence, it is called suffering, dukkha. So impermanent is a nature. They are not permanent. They are always arising and disappearing. That is why it is called dukkha. We translate as suffering, but this word actually cannot cover the word dukkha. The word dukkha, that means we have arising and disappearing. So because of this, it is called dukkha. Poison every breathing and every breathing out has arising and disappearing each. So it is called dukkha. Breathing in, disappear. Breathing out, disappear. There's no more. We cannot control. So because of arising and disappearing, it is called dukkha, but we translate easily suffering. Actually, not like being tortured by someone with some weapons. Breathing in, arising and disappearing tortured. The breathing in, breathing out. So arising and disappearing torture, the breathing in, breathing out. You see, rising and disappearing will make the breathing in, breathing out harm or suffer. So it is called suffering, suffering, we can say. Suffering. In Pali, it is dukkha, anicca, dukkha. So we cannot control the breathing in and breathing out. Once the breathing in happens, you cannot control this breathing in, will not disappear. You cannot see. You cannot command. And breathing in will not arise. We cannot command. In the same way, breathing out will not arise. Breathing out will end. Will not destroy. Will not disappear. We cannot give any command to the breathing in and breathing out. That is why it is called anatta. Anatta. In other words, the breathing in and breathing out are not so. They are just breathing in, breathing out. Most people in the world believe there is a soul in our body. In our body, there's soul, so Atman or Adda, something like that. Actually, when you are closely mindful to every breathing in and every breathing out, you will just see they are air elements only, breathing in and breathing out. No, there's no permanent soul. There's no Atta. There's no Atman. There's no soul. Breathing in and breathing out are not soul. They are just airflow. Those every airflows are also easily arising and disappearing. So when you come to realize like this with your own wisdom, then Samadhi and Sankappa, two mechanisms, will arise together. Samadhi, right view, Sankappa, right thoughts. So right view and right thoughts works together. while you are contemplating or observing the arising and disappearing of every breathing. So basically, you have three mechanisms: right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And later, when you have strong concentration, you contemplate or you observe to know the arising and disappearance of the airflow or arising and disappearing situations. Then you see the arising and disappearance of every breathing. At that moment, two maganga increase. So the first three maganga group is called Samadhi Khanda, the aggregates of concentration. The next two maganga is called Binya Khanda, the group of wisdom, the group of wisdom. So the group of concentration has three mechanisms: Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These three mechanisms are called Samadhi mechanisms. There are three Samadhi mechanisms. And Samadhi and Sammasankappa, right view and right thoughts, are called Binya Mekenga. Binya Mekenga, the group of wisdom. Bars. So altogether, there are five. So if you contemplate in order to see the arising and disappearance of breathing in and breathing out, then you will have five Mekengas. So the Buddha also practiced based on these five Mekengas. When he attains Mega and Pala, there will be eight Mekengas. The three Mekengas related to the precept, moral precept, entered when one attains Mega, Riya Mega. When one attains Sodapatti Mega, Sakadagami Mega, Anagami Mega, and Arahanta Mega, when one achieves one of these megas, gradually, the first mega, Sodapatti, second mega, Sakadagami, third mega, Anagami, the fourth mega, Arahanta. So when one attains the very first mega, Sodapatti mega, then at that moment, the three megangas related to the moral precepts will comes to arise together. So the group of moral precept megangas come finally when one attains the very first mecca. So long as you don't attain any mecca, any area mecca like Sotapanna and so on, you will not have these three mechanisms. The group of moral precepts, Sama Vajja, Sama Kammanta, and Sama Ajiva. These three mechanisms finally come to you when you attain the very first mecca. So long as you don't reach the first mecca, these three Mekka, Mekenga, the factors of the past, we can say Mekenga. No? These three factors were not arise. Samawaja, right speech, Samakamada, right action, Samaajiwa, right livelihood. We can think these three Mekengas are easier than any other Mekengas, any mega factors. But according to the way of the Abhidhamma, they cannot arise. They arise sometimes. They can the death says these three mekangas, all the three mekangas cannot arise together at the same time. Because when you are telling the truth, then Sama Vaja, the other two mekangas cannot arise for the ordinary persons, only for the Aryans. The three mekangas usually arise together at the same time. That is why when you are saying the truth, it is a samavacha, then only one Mekenga arises at that time. The other two Mekengas, Samagamada and Samaajiva, cannot arise. When you are doing the right things, then you have only Samagamada. The other two Mekengas cannot arise. For the ordinary persons, Samavacha and Samaajiva cannot arise at that moment. And when you are earning money, when you are doing business legally, lawfully, then you have only somehow ajiwa mekenga, right livelihood arises. The other two mekengas, two sila mekengas, that means samawaja and samakamala, cannot arise at the moment, the same time. So for the ordinary persons, these three mekangas cannot arise together at the same time. That is why sometimes one of the three mekangas, morality groups, can arise for the ordinary person. The other two cannot arise. Only when you reach the Sotapatti Mecca or Pala, then since that time these three mekangas arise together at the same time. So what I want to tell you here is there are 8 mekangas, the factors of the past. Mekanga means the factors of the past. The factors of Mecca, they are called mekanga. There are 8 mekanga. When you are practicing samatha meditation, you will have only 3 mekangas. Sama, Vaja, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, and Sama Samadhi. Sorry. When you are practicing samatha meditation, you have only 3 mekangas related to the concentration. When you are practicing vipassana, you will have 5 mekangas. 2 pinya mekangas, samadhi and sankappa. And together with 3 samadhi mekangas, altogether there are 5 mekangas, 5 factors of the past. When you are practicing the vipassana. So if you are practicing samatha, you will have 3 mekangas. You are on the way to nibbana, but you will have 3 mekangas. When you are practicing vipassana, you will have 5 mekangas, 5 factors of the past. So you are on the way to nibbana, with the five factors of the past. So when you realized that the Four Noble Truths, and then you attained the first mega, namely Sotapatti mega. If you become Sotapanna, free Indara, we can translate. If you become a Sotapanna, then at that time you will have eight mekangas. Eight mekangas. So the Buddha found this mega himself. No one teaches him to practice like this. He tried to search for the truth. He himself practiced the vipassana. By doing so, he became fully enlightened one. He became the Buddha under the body trees before 2000 and 2005, over 2500 years ago. Now you can go and visit to the Buddha Gaya. There was also the banyan trees, body trees. Actually, that is not original body trees at the site. They replant that body trees. But there was the timbers, which is the symbol of the Buddha who the Buddha's enlightenment. So this mega was found by the Buddha himself. So that is why in Pali, Ekāyano ayam bhikkhave mago, brethren, the mega is the only one way, only one path to reach Nibbana. So Ekāyano, I just explained only one word today. No? Time is almost up. No? Ekāyano means to be trodden by oneself, by the Buddha himself. Ekāyano. But and the way of the one who wants to realize the noble truth, the way to be found, the way or the path to be found by the Buddha himself. And as he himself found this mega, this way of practice, he expounded, preached to his disciples. Now all of his disciples also follow the Buddha's way. We have to practice the samatha or vipassana as the Buddha instructed in this Maha Satipatthana Sutta. Okay, now time is almost up. That is why today I will not go further. I will explain only one word, Ekāyano. That is the to be trodden by oneself, the way of the one, the way to be found. We can translate in three ways, but that's Ekāyano. You have to note in your mind, Ekāyano, only one way to Nibbana. Only one way to Nibbana. What is this? This is a Noble Eightfold Path. Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Paths are the direct way to the Nibbana. So, to complete the Noble Eightfold Path, Noble Eightfold Path factors, we have to practice samatha as well as vipassana. By practicing samatha and vipassana, your wisdom will become mature finally. Then when your wisdom becomes strong enough to attain the first mega or Sodapatti, then you were enlightened and you obtained the first mega and the first phala. Then you will become Sotapan. At that time, you will have all the Eightfold Noble Paths or the factors or eight factors of the path. That is why if you are on the way of the eight factors of the path, then you are sure to reach the Nibbana. So that is Ekāyano. There is only one way we call Mecca to reach Nibbana. There is no other way to go to the Nibbana. There's no shortcut. There's no other way. If you want to go to the Nibbana, you have to walk this path or this Mecca, this way. This way is constituted uh, with the Eightfold Noble Paths. The Noble Eightfold Paths are in Pali, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Ati, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, and Samma Samadhi. In English, as you know, right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So these eight factors are the only one way to reach Nibbana. If you want to get these eight factors of the past, you have to practice samatha, and then you have to practice vipassana. Finally, you will reach Nibbana. That is why the Buddha said, Ekāyano ayam bhikkhve maggo. There's the only one way to go to the Nibbana. Okay, we have stopped here for this day.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Do you want to meditate or do you want to ask any question?
Em muốn thực hành thiền với nhau ạ.
Dạ, bạn Ngọc Trân có thể tắt mic và nói tiếng Việt ạ. Em sẽ dịch sang tiếng Anh cho ngài ạ.
Dạ, không sao em nói tiếng Anh được ạ.
Dạ.
Dear Sarah,
Yeah.
I have a questions about practicing. After I practice Anapana, and when I lie down, my breath is very short, and I don't know that I have any mistake when I practice. Yes, that's all.
What do you want to know to this? You breathe short while you are lying down. While you are sitting, you breathe long, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is okay. That is okay. Naturally, we need to breathe in and breathe out. We don't need to make it longer. We don't need to make it shorter. Let the breather makes naturally, normally.
Yes, but after that, yeah, I feel that when I breathe is very short and not influently. Yeah, it's not like normal. Yes, and I don't know that I have any mistake when I practice.
If you can mindful of every breathing while you are lying down, it is
Yeah.
okay. If
Yeah.
you are tired, then it is not correct. Because
Yeah.
you are breathing normally, then you will not feel any exhausted, you will not feel any tired,
Yes.
then it is okay. If you are too much tired by doing so, then it is not correct.
Yeah, I feel that my breath is short, but I'm very exciting and I cannot fall asleep when at night. Yeah, that's when I practice anapana.
Yes. You cannot sleep.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yes. Then you change your position, lying
Okay.
on the right side or lying on the left side or lying uh, lying down, how to say, different position or lying down. Then you
Yes.
change. Yes, then you may adjust your body postures while you are lying down.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any question?
Dear Strategor, I have a question.
Mhm.
That is about I heard some advice that a beginner in meditation they should meditate in the morning and not in the evening. May
Mm.
I ask whether this is correct? And your advice on the time we should meditate in the day, during the day.
Yes. That is right. Good questions. No? So everyone wants to know the answer. At any time, you may sit meditation. Don't choose the time. Don't choose the place. Don't choose the meditation method. That means that you don't need to choose any time. You don't need to choose any place, or you don't need to choose any meditation method. That means the Vedana or Jada or Rupa or Dhamma, something like that. You don't need to choose any Satipatthana. Any meditation suited you is good, and any time suited you is good for you to meditate. Sorry, for some persons that they sleep late night, then nighttime is good. For some persons, awake, they usually awake early morning. Then for those persons, early morning is good. Um, for some persons, they have not enough time in the evening or in the morning. They are free in the afternoon. Then afternoon is suitable for those persons. So whatever uh, times you are free, then you may try to sit meditation. Okay.
Thank you so much, Strategor.
Thank you.
Dạ, Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Dạ, kính bạch ngài là con muốn hỏi là về cái bài pháp của ngài dạy là mình tiến trình tu tập giới định tuệ theo Đức Phật đã hướng dẫn đó. Thì con thấy hiện nay một số vị có hướng dẫn là chỉ chuyên về thiền Vipassana thôi, có nghĩa là không định trước, không có tu tập định á, thì như vậy là có đúng hay không ạ? Dạ mong ban tổ chức dịch giúp con.
Translator. please.
Dạ, em xin phép dịch lại câu hỏi này của học viên ạ. Dear Secretary, the student would like to ask that the training progresses in morality, concentration, and wisdom as taught by the Buddha. However, some Vipassana meditation teachers, they do not cultivate concentration beforehand. So she would like to ask your advice, your opinion about this.
I don't see clearly what's your intention to ask the April overpass. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this to make me clear.
Yeah.
Dear Secretary, I would like to repeat the questions of the student. She asked, her questions is that the training progresses in morality, concentration, and wisdom as taught by the Buddha. However, some teachers of Vipassana meditation, they do not cultivate the concentration beforehand. So she would like to ask for the consultation, for your opinion about this.
Oh, yes, yes, I
Or do
see
we
your
need
point.
to cultivate the concentration previously?
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally, we have to concentrate fast. We need to practice concentration, that is samatha. And then we have to practice vipassana. But in our country, there are several teachers, vipassana masters, like a Pao, CROs, prefer the samatha to vipassana. Prefers to practice samatha to vipassana. That means the CRO teach his students, his yogis, to practice samatha very fast and to take some time to get some kinds of jhana, before going to the vipassana practice. That is one way. And the other CROs, like the Mughal CRO, sorry, Mughal CRO, the Telugu CROs, and so on, they prefers the samatha within a short time, within a short time, they can, it is enough to get some degree of concentration, then the yogi can practice vipassana. For example, 2 or 3 days, or those CROs ask the yogis to practice samatha, and then they change the vipassana after that. Because the Buddha teaches that the concentration is the basic level, but there is also another teachings of the Buddha, the Kanika Samadhi. Kanika Samadhi is enough for the vipassana practice. That is why some CROs follow this way without practicing to attain some kinds of jhana. Kanika Samadhi is enough. Kanika Samadhi, that means that in order to see mind and matter in the body, then when you see the mind, that is the Kanika Samadhi. When you see the matter, Rupa, then that is the Kanika Samadhi. And then when you see the arising in experience, then wisdom comes. In this way, the famous seers like Mogul or the Bengu show the way of practice by the Kanika Samadhi. They assume that Kanika Samadhi is also enough to have the Vipassana practice. That is why both ways are correct, I want to say. Okay, any question?
Dạ, còn có một câu hỏi như thế này nha ban giám khảo giúp, là câu hỏi các con thường là một số người ta quen với việc thực tập thiền chỉ là tập trung vào câu niệm Phật, thì người ta cảm thấy rằng người ta sẽ đạt được dễ tập trung hơn, và người ta cảm thấy đạt được ở một cái mức độ nào đó. Nhưng cũng có một số người ta khi thực tập thiền Vipassana, thiền quán, thì người ta cảm thấy người ta dễ hơn, thì cũng tùy theo người. Thì không biết là mình nên chọn cái loại thiền quán ở thiền nào mà phù hợp với mình, hay là mình nhất định buộc phải kết hợp thiền chỉ và thiền quán với nhau ạ? Dạ, xin ban tổ chức giúp.
Dạ, em xin phép được dịch lại câu hỏi của chị sang tiếng Anh cho ngài ạ. Dear Senator, the student would like to ask her questions is generally some people they are accustomed to practicing the calming meditation, the sadhana, and focusing on the recollection of the Buddha. They find it easier to concentrate, and they can attain a certain level of stability. However, some others they find the insight meditation, the Vipassana meditation is easier to practice. So in that case, which type of meditation should a person choose, or should the two be combined?
She means the contemplation on the 9 attributes of the Buddha, or 6 attributes of the Dhamma, or 9 attributes of the Sangha, and so it is most easier for her. Then how to develop, change the Vipassana like this. Regarding this, the contemplation of the Buddha attributes like Arahant, Sammasambuddha, and so on. That is also the suitable way, the good way to be practiced for every Buddhist, because the Buddha is very beneficial to all the beings. That is why it is the good practice. But that is not the Vipassana, it is just samatha. So if you change this to the Vipassana, while you are recollecting some attributes of the Buddha, then you come to sorry, you come to feel peaceful in your mind. So the peaceful mind should be observed. In Bali, it is called biti, joyous, joyfulness. So by recollecting the Buddha's attributes, when you get some concentration, your feeling will change. Your feeling will be very joyous, very joyful. Then the piti will come to you. So the piti should be observed by way of vipassana. So piti, sukha, and so on. All of those things may arise frequently when you are recollecting the Buddha's attributes. Then that means that you have to focus and observe the piti, the sukha, or joyfulness, and so on. That means that Caittanupassana, the method of contemplation of the consciousness. So you change to the Caittanupassana, then your practice will become vipassana from the samatha, recollecting the Buddha's attributes. So in this way, you may try to practice. But in my opinion, you may recollect the Buddha's attributes. So I'm not so well. I have a thought, sorry. In my opinion, it is there are the different ways. So without mixing these things together separately, you have to recollect the Buddha's attribute, the Dhamma's attributes, and the Sangha attribute, and so on. That is the other one. And you're trying to get the concentration. Once you have some concentration, then you're trying to practice vipassana, observing mind and matter in the body. So, and in my opinion, you need to practice separately. Okay.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, let us conclude the talk by saying Buddha Sasana Jira Data Do 3 times. Buddha Sasana Jira Data Do. Buddha Sasana Jira Data Do. Buddha Sasana Jira Data Do. Sukita Hota Toka Mojata Sukita Hota Toka Mojata Sukita Hota Toka Mojata. Be happy, be free from all kinds of suffering.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu,
Just stop
sadhu,
it.
sadhu,
Grace, how deep is the meditation without taking
See you next
good health
Tuesday.
in your life.
Thank you, Sayadaw.
Tư khang hộ trừ Panatasa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay.
Xin chào ngài và các Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay.